2005 Nissan Altima. The car has an intermittent issue with starting, and this is my. I think I pulled this out 3 times already. This is the new one here that came from Rock Auto. It's a WVE. Let me see if I can get that box. This is the part here that came from Rock Auto. So this is the second one that we've got. The first one, the keys. Where are them jokers? Oh, these are hers. So these keys that it came with were incapable of being programmed. So what I did was, after 3 hours of figuring out what the hell I did, I've done plenty of keys on Nissans, from the smart key with a little fob. I programmed those to like the 2000 Nissan Maximum. And this is just in the middle, so we can go into the Nats. I think this is the Nats for Nissan, and program these keys with the autel MS906 and the 908. I think that's the spare tool I got. It'll still do that. So the keys were incapable of being programmed. So once I get the old one out and put the new one in there, I'm just going to let it hang, connect the antenna, and try to program it while it's loose before I go ahead and do a full installation in the and get it in this resting position. So because I don't want to have to go through that whole thing of putting it in there and it don't take the program. Waste of time. And again, it took me 3 hours to figure out, you know what, I could program it, it's iffy, and it wouldn't work. I wish I could show you the code that would come up, but I think I got a screenshot, so I'll probably post that in the video somewhere. But let's jump on to it. The symptoms, it's an intermittent start, and I'll be honest, everybody's aware, I'm just shooting apart at it at the moment, simply because it happens so sporadic that it's likely going to probably be something in the electrical part here. So what happens, the car just doesn't take the starter signal, and it may be a starter, but I'm leaning towards it being electrical inside this ignition switch here, simply because it had like a buzzing noise or some type of funky noise when you go to turn the key in the start position. So that will indicate that it's plausibly some poor connections inside of here, and at some point in time it'll eventually start up perfectly fine and run fine through the rest of the day. So that's why I'm going with this ignition switch. If this works, I'm pretty reluctant about taking the other one apart, just because this may fail, but we're going to see if it takes the program, and then I may disassemble the other one. Don't hold me on that, but I contradict myself. So let's get on to it. There's a fastener here. It's a Phillips, and I'm going to take Phillips, pull this joker out, and get him out of there. Right here by the accelerator pedal, right down here, and then here's our other Phillips here. Gonna pull that out. Everything should come out. I mean, yours may be different. That little cover fell off. I'm pretty sure you saw it up there. It's gonna snap right on out of there. And on this corner here, it's gonna have a lip. So you just wanna pull that out. Let me get this. Let's get these connectors off first. I was talking about. And we got to get this guard right here out of here. That's going to be 10 millimeter. So now that's loose. I can once I drop the steering column, I can then get enough clearance to move it in a fashion where I can just separate it and drop it. So like I said, the old one, what I did was I took, since these heads are broken off, I took a cutoff wheel, and I got a Dremel in a cutoff wheel, and I put a slide in there and made it into a flat head where I can just screw it out. Put the original key in here, and I'll turn the key. I should get that. There we go. So we got that to retract in. Man. Alright, we're gonna put this back. So we put the key in there, turn it, it'll pull that lock into place. It can come out. So here's the ignition switch, but here's the LED for the light that goes around that illuminates around the lock cylinder. Here's our receiver here. That's what picks up the key. And we're just going to simply take a Phillips, pull that off, and transfer this onto the new one. And I'm just going to let it hang. It's the old one. Here's the new. There's a dial here, so everything should just fit right in there, and it fits just like it's supposed to, fit like a glove. And I gotta find a screw because I put it down somewhere, and just that fast I lost it. What the hell is that? Threaded? You've got to be playing. It ain't even threaded. You have got to be playing. Am I in the right direction? Oh, gosh. See, this may be the one that works now. It's not even threaded. Nope. Well, maybe it produces its own threads, but you know, since it's in there, so I'll put this in there like so, and put the electrical part here. It not being threaded was the least of my worries. I don't need, this is the interlock, so I don't need those. This is just the key indicator. Let me just hook all this stuff up. I don't need these, but I'm just going to hook them up anyway, because I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to make an effort to program them. Let me just... Assuming that the car didn't accept the program, what you'll have to do is clear the codes inside the PCM, which should be that 1614, in regards to the anti-theft system, before you can go and make an effort to program the key. So that code must be present, because I tried to start the car up and I already tried to program the key and it didn't accept the program. So I'm going to go and clear it and then go through the steps again to program the key. There we go. So there's a 1614 and yep, 1615. So we're going to get those cleared, and then we're going to go through the process again programming the key. So basically, if the security light don't go out on the dash and I put the second key in there and the security light doesn't flash several times as directed in instructions, then I already know this key is going to have the same problem. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the new one out, put the old one back in there, program both keys, and it'll work just fine. And it's just like, is it me? Is it the equipment? Is it just these keys? Because this is the second part we got from Rock Auto, and it don't seem to be looking good. So while that's loading, the security light is going to be here on the dash. That's going to flash several times, assuming that when you go through the process, the keys are accepted. All right, here we go. So all the codes are cleared. We're going to do a key registry. We're going to erase all the keys. Yes, we want to erase all the keys. Alright, so simply I just need to remove the inserted ignition key, insert unregistered key, and turn the ignition switch on, and then wait 5 seconds or more. So what should happen, the security light should blink 5 times, indicating that the key was registered. So let's do that. So I'm going to pull this out, separate this. Put the key in there. The security light is solid. It has not flashed. So this isn't a good sign at all. Pull that back off. Put the original one back in there. The security light is solid. Has not flashed. Turn it off. Go to next. In test here. So despite it starting up, the security light is still solid here, which indicates it did not accept the program. The security light is still solid, which indicates that the key didn't accept the registry. It can't be programmed. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the old one back in there, go through the same procedure, and everything's gonna work appropriately. This is the 4th key we got from Rock Auto, and it just may be the keys. I tried programming the keys individually, trying to isolate if there was an issue with one or the other keys, because you can program this one key. That's not the case. They both just don't work. Through the same process, got my computer down here. We're gonna clear all the keys and re-register and program the old keys, though, the original keys that's in here. So yeah, we're gonna erase all those. And once we do that, I'm gonna pull this one key out, and I'm gonna show you how the security light is supposed to flash. So now the security light is off. This key is registered. Taking the old key, the first key out, putting the second key in. Took that second key out. Alright, now I'm going to end the test, and I'm going to put the original key back in here and start the car up. Oh shit, that's not the right key. Here we go. It's flashing several times. It registered. Starts right on up. Pull that out. Put the second key in there. Security light is out. It accepts it. And I'm going to end the procedure. And so that's the key registration. It is very simple. So this is the fourth key, the second set that don't work. Man, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna finish the repair. We're gonna go through it, and I mean that's pretty much all in a nutshell. Is, you know, nothing more really to it. It's just unfortunate when you get all that stuff in there and the keys don't want to be programmed, and it's not equipment, because the scan tool just allows you access to go in the key registry mode. The computer is going to determine the program for the key, and that's all it do, and you just go through the sequence. That's it. So I'm kind of at a loss because I mean, I think we probably might have to go through the dealer, depending on, you know, how bad she want to get this taken care of, or just kind of have to live with the intermittent issues. But the car does start up. You know, I just hate to have to keep going through this, and you know, you get new stuff offline, and in all fairness, you know, you get stuff online, and you don't know where it's coming from. We don't. So I'll figure out some alternatives for the customer and pretty much go from there. But other than that, we can go back and get this tucked back in there and show you how I finagle it, get it moved around. WVE, Vehicle Electronics. I'm not sure what's up with the products there, but they actually got Nissan written on the key. You know, so I don't get it, but the keys obviously do look different. You can see the little pellet there on this. Let me see if it'll zoom in. You can see the pellet clearly on this key, but when you take out the factory one, you know, you can barely see the pellet on this one. Let's see if it'll come in. I guess this will be the pellet here. That's the only groove that looks blatant, like different. And here's the pellet on this one. It's pretty large. So don't be like me and, you know, spend hours trying to figure out if there's some other issues going on. Just simply put the old part back in there and see if it can accept the program. Because this is not the first time it has happened where I spent hours and hours trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And if it was my equipment, was it me? Did I break something? And it wound up being just defective keys. So just put the old stuff back in there and try reprogramming it. And if you're vehicle tells you you need 2 keys, like the Fords, get 2 keys. Don't do what I did, because don't do what I did in the last instance. And I think I documented it. It was when I replaced that computer in the Ford. I erased the keys, had 1 key, and went to Lowe's to go get another key, so I have 2, and that key was bad. So yeah, make sure you have 2 of the customer's keys unless they need 2 keys, or an additional key program, and then you can pretty much isolate which one obviously isn't working. So other than that, I mean, this didn't take that long. Literally, I need to put this back in there. I'm gonna work on getting that cover back in there. It take about an hour to do this. Not that bad, but I've done it several times. So other than that, hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, have that reassurance on work. See you next one.